As I travel around the Archdiocese of Denver and speak with many Catholics, especially with young people who tend to be more blunt, I will sometimes hear a common refrain: "Archbishop, it would be so easy to believe in God if Jesus had come today. If we could just see him do miracles and preach, it would be so much easier than having to believe in something that happened in the past." I am sympathetic to their concern. Faith is no easy matter. It requires trust and confidence, a decision to believe in Jesus. These feelings are also likely increased by modern ideologies like scientism and empiricism, which think that if science cannot verify it, or if the senses cannot comprehend it, it cannot be true. Actually, Jesus answered their struggle, specifically in this week's chapter from John's Gospel. Chapter 16, when he said, "I tell you the truth, it is better for you that I go." Let's just pause there and consider what a strange statement this is. Jesus is saying to his apostles that it is better that he goes to his death and eventually rise and ascend to the Father than to remain. How can this be? He explains, "If I do not go, the advocate will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you." There's the punchline. What makes it better for him to ascend to the Father? When Jesus is seated at the right hand of the Father, he will be able to send the advocate, the Holy Spirit, to all of us. Consider this for a moment. Jesus is saying in the passage above that the sending of the Holy Spirit, which he will accomplish fully at Pentecost, is a powerful enough reality that it will make a big enough impact in the world that it is better than his continued presence on earth, walking around and conversing with us in his humanity. The role of the Holy Spirit in our lives is more important than ever today. These last words of Jesus from this chapter are powerful ones. "I have told you all this so that you might have peace in me. In the world you will have trouble, but take courage. I have conquered the world." We are living in a moment that requires increasingly heroic Catholicism, even to live out the most fundamental of our beliefs and practices. Jesus promises, even in the midst of these extraordinary difficulties, first, peace, and also that no one will take your joy away from you. This is a challenging reminder from Jesus that peace and joy are possible no matter what befalls us. I am reminded of the words of the great Christian apologist and writer C.S. Lewis. "He who has God and everything else has no more than he who has God only." When St. Maximilian Kolbe was thrown in with 9 others into a 10 by 10 foot starvation cell at Auschwitz, it was reported that the cell was filled with these 10 men singing songs of praise to God. Even as they grew weak with hunger, they continued to whisper hymns and prayers day and night. Father Kolbe's peace and joy were so evident, even in the midst of extraordinary suffering, that one of the SS guards remarked, "This priest is a truly great man. We have never seen anyone like him." It is easy to be happy when all of life's circumstances are going your way. What distinguishes the Christian is the indwelling of the Holy Spirit that allows for peace and joy even when nothing else is. God can only say what heroism might be required of all of us as followers of Jesus Christ in the coming years ahead, as we continue to navigate a world that has increasingly lost its moral compass as it has removed Christ from the center. What we do know, however, is that God has always promised us peace in the midst of trouble, and that through the power of the Advocate, the Consoler, he alone is more than enough. God alone suffices. I pray that the Holy Spirit will be with you throughout this week and fill your hearts and souls with his peace and joy.